Hi, welcome back to another Archicad speed modeling tutorial by ASM TechBase. My name is Carsten MD. Please subscribe to my channel so other Archicad users can benefit too by putting my rankings up on all the search engines. Okay, let's start up with this Honeycomb Pavilion. I've got this nice image from the internet, and to help you really understand how we produce this now, model this now, I just added some reference lines and a half an arc, as you can see. So all of this really is the image. I put a line there, sort of in the middle of this hole, a ladder line, and I made an arc. So now we can really see how this is gonna work. I added some numbers. It is also easy to understand for you because obviously I want to divide this. Now what I want to do is I want this hole. I start with this hole here where the number 6 is, and you can see sort of this is one hole there, 2, 3, and then you get half a hole. Okay, so that's what I want to start modeling with this hole in the middle. Now if I count this obviously from here, there's only really 6, but I need to divide it by 12 because you'll see in a moment to get the shape of those honeycombs, we really need every half of the hole too. So that makes 12. So I started from 0 to 12. So what you want to do is divide now this arc to match this. So let me just simply draw a line, go out here, straighten it up. So this is this pink line, and I want to divide this now along this arc. So we got 12 pieces. So how about I select this, and you see the division, you just put divisions in 12. And now what I do is I will rotate them, increment and spread, and make sure you rotate to path. Now we hit OK. And because I've got 12 done here, if I go to this half arc now, see it divides into 12 pieces. So I can go now from here to there, click again, and now it rotates, but I need to know the first piece distance. So let me go to that half arc. There you go. So go there and I click. And now the increment will go exactly along the arc. One more. There you go. So this select, you can see I've got this divided perfectly along this arc now. Great. So that's to start with, just to show you, give you a real understanding what I'm doing in a moment. Okay, cool. If I go now over here and I go to my A1 section, I did exactly the same. Okay, so that's already done, and it's divided by 12 pieces. Now the next bit is we need to create this first honeycomb shape. Okay, oops, that's obviously not here. That is on our floor plan. Let's go back quickly. So what I'm doing is I go from here, create this shape to there and back there. Okay, so let me go to A1. Now how do I do this? It's very simple. Because I've got them divided now here, what you can do is you can use an arc. It's important, don't use a spline. I would just use arcs because you see in a moment if you copy them around, and to make them match, they need to be arcs to be able to match. Okay, right, so let's start up with this. Let me draw a line, take a line again, and I just draw from here to here. And I draw another line because I want to divide this now by 4, divided by 4. So again, you can use the division down here, and you can say 4, and you can see if I go here, it divides by 4. So what I do is drag a couple of copies. So you go there, there, and again make sure it's the division is there and there and there again. Okay, cool. That's the next step. Now let's move this up a little bit, just so we got a better guide, because what I need to do is now you need to add an arc here, and then we have to go another piece of an arc down there. Let me draw now this arc. So we go from, let me go from down here. You will see in a moment it's not that important to start with, you know, where to. The important bit is that we actually do this arc from the middle to one of the next lines on the left and the right, because it's a quarter, you know, divided in a quarter. Great. Now the next bit is we take this and just rotate a copy. So we rotate a copy, go from there, and you see rotate, and oops, I do rotate a copy. So let's do that again. All right, of course we got this, and let me mirror, just to understand what we do is another one over here. Now, I have a feeling this is a little bit much, you know, the whole, if I, let me mirror that over and you can see, mirror this one. You know, it's actually not too bad. Let me go back here. I just compare the shapes. You know what? We leave it. I don't think it's too bad actually. Okay, so I've got this first whole shape right here. Now we know it needs to be bigger going all the way, right? Go back again. It's a little bit complicated at the start. So all I have is this half arc connecting, but you see it obviously needs the other arc coming this way. So if I go back here, that's why I can't really, you know, use this arc. So I really need to just delete this. Don't worry about that. And we use those ones. So if I now take this and we mirror a copy, we mirror a copy exactly there. Now what I want to say is, you can see a bit better now, the shape is too big to hold. You know, it does not really fit that honeycomb. All right, so the honeycomb is a bit more, let me show you, it seems a bit more flat. So if I go here, I just eyeball it from the image. So I think this is probably much better, just like this. This shape here, you know, it looks a lot closer to this shape. So let me just take this and we drag a copy. Okay, and now we drag another copy and make sure you're in the middle of this arc. There you go, right there. And we go right there. As you can see, there is no problem, because if you don't do the step exactly like I did with make sure you divide it by 4, then this shape won't fit in. Let me quickly show you what I mean by this by changing the shape slightly. Let me drag a copy. Yeah, awesome, excellent. Let me drag a copy. Not awesome anymore, isn't it? This is exactly why those first steps I'm showing you are really important, to make sure you get this shape right by using the exact method I did. You know, dividing by 4 and just make sure you're using the arcs and copy them over. So you finish up with the exact shape you can actually copy, mirror, and it just works out perfectly. Next, we actually use the shell tool along this arc to model our main shape. Now, because we can't use the shell tool, unfortunately, in drawing here, see if I click, nothing happens. You need to draw the shell tool in the floor plan. So I will take this exact arc and copy this. All right, so let's draw the shell. Very simple, you know, I don't have to explain much about the settings here, you know, you just really very simple, draw a shell with a thickness. 500, yeah, let's leave it 500, that's fine. And I use this option, construct method is detailed, first method here. And all you do is you click, and let's click there, and we click again. Extrusion length, let's make it 6. All right, cool. Well, that should be all right, there we go. Not sure what happened there. Anyway, and let's flip it around. Okay. Next step is following. Now we could obviously use this shell and just use it as is. You can change it, which is great. But the one thing I don't like with the shell, it is just not very accurate. Have a look. It's not getting any more than that because of the division limitation Archicad has. To make sure the Archicad file doesn't get too big in 3D, they put in sort of how you say it? They put in a limit of division. Okay, of an arc. So that's just the way it is. So what we do is, instead of using now the shell tool, I will actually convert this to a morph. All right, you can keep the original. I do a tutorial here, I don't need it. Now if you zoom in, you can see obviously it is still pretty bad because it just converted as is to a morph. Now, because we got a morph, let's go here and we do modify segmentation, and I just double that. See, there you go, it's getting more smooth already, and let me do this again. It will double it again. So we go there and we again double it. Right, so let me have a look in 3D now. And I would think this looks actually pretty smooth. Let me zoom around. You know, I'm kind of happy. You can do another one, but be careful. Let me go to wireframe. You can see already now, obviously it keeps dividing the morph into more and more segments. All right, so this could get slower. In this case, I think we could do it one more time or two more times, that's fine. But don't overdo it, because then your model will get quite slow. Okay, let me go back. And of course, we have now to rotate this. Hey, look, I left out from another tutorial. Delete. All right, cool. So we got this, and you can see we should really, you know, extend this quite a bit. So I had it 6 meters, so just extend this. We can do this after, but let me do this now for a little bit. Yeah. All right. I think this is good. Good preparation here. Next step is create this honeycomb first shape. What we do is we will cut out of this morph half arc shape, we will cut out with a new shape the honeycomb. Okay, so what we do is we go to morph and you just hit spacebar, click, and it will obviously trace along here. Now this is important, you have to be careful which magic wand settings you got. I show you here, I do have less than 5 and I got best match. Let me change this to linear segments as example, and 50, because this could happen that you have this like that. So let me do this again and delete and spacebar click, and obviously you can see this is not very good. So make sure I undo this again and we go to the magic wand settings. So for keeping it quite close to an arc or a spline, use 5 and use best match. Space click. All right. Now this is just a very flat shape. Obviously there is no thickness to it, and again you can see it's very segmented. Okay. All right. If I go to 3D now again, you will see this is pretty smooth, looking good. Look at this. Excellent. All right, cool. Now let's move this over here. Where are we here? You drag over here a little bit. That'll do for now. And let me go into 3D and we take this shape, hold down and extend. Now you see what I have here. I've made this glass, so it's quite easy to see what's happening. And what I usually do is I actually put this on a cutting element layer, which I can turn off anytime. So let's move that there. Great. If I go to my A1 section, I can see this is the shape I have. Now let me take this shape and we go there. Okay, it might be a bit big, but look, it's fine as long as it fits in here. All right, so that's fine. Let me go up a little bit. There you go. All right, great. Another 3D shot. So as you can see is, if I now would cut this, let me do this solid element operation, and we select first this, which is obviously the operator, select this, which is the target, subtraction, execute. Now, like I said, this one is on a layer cutting element, so I can just turn that layer off. And now we have our first hole in our honeycomb. We'll go a bit further in closer. All right, cool, so that's good. Let me just go back. I think I should have this on working. Yes, perfect. Now this is good. Now to do this very accurate, there's a couple of more steps. Okay, so we go to A1 And if I now rotate this for the next hole is there. Let me see what happens. So we do this now. So I'll rotate a copy, make sure it's exactly in the middle there. It's not there, okay, it's the next one. All right, so let me see what happens here. There you go, so that's pretty accurate. Okay, let me do another one. We go to A1. Excellent, and select those two images, mirror a copy, go there, and mirror a copy. Excellent, I'm doing very well here. Okay, cool, let's go and have a look. All right, so let me do this again. So we take those. All right, this is operator, and this is operator, and this is target. So execute it. All right, so working export, eh? Cool. Now to make it even the half one, obviously we need, I should have taken another one. Let me do that quickly. Okay, this is looking good. Now to do the next one, let me go back. We go over here and just check what's happening now. Now we got those holes, just like we got this hole. 8, 10, 12 is a half a hole, you know, from over here. To do the next one, it's fairly simple. So let's go back and from the top, and I take the middle one here. And what I do is I make a copy, and for this tutorial, to make it easier to follow, let me just move here for now. I'll actually change this to material off. Okay, so if I go now to A1, I will have another material right in front of me, which is red. So if I now go and select this, it's in front of me, I can rotate this, and this time it's important, you only rotate it half. So let me go there, and it's right the next reference line. Okay, so I did not make a copy. Let me have a quick look. So that's obviously just offset by half. Okay, so let me just do the other ones. All right, let's have a look. There you go. We got all those ones there right now, but that's good for you to see, because for the tutorial, how this all works. So let me select those ones, because I need to move them into place. So group, that's it, and there we go, down here. Okay, so we select them, unsuspend groups. Now what we do is we just move it, not on top of it, but exactly at half. So let me drag this. All right, hang on a second, there we go. So we take this, and you know, don't drag it there, because that's not gonna work. So hold down shift, and we want to drag it exactly. You see there, let's zoom in, it's important. You gotta get this right. So it's straight, and exactly where the arc is half here. See there? We do it again, there we go. There, and you just click. All right, to show you this in 3D again, let me see where we're at. We turn around. Yeah, this fits good. Now, obviously, if we go back to the honeycomb picture I have, you can't have it like this, because we need a thickness. Okay, maybe go down here, it's probably easier to see. Yeah, you see the thickness here, we need something. So this is now, again, I eyeball this. Let's make it for now 150. All right, let's try 150. So I'm going back here, and all you do is you drag, and you drag it by 150. All right, let's check out the 3D. So we should have a gap in between those two now. Yeah, you see the gap in here? Yeah, I think it'll be much more visible in a moment, because what I do is, let me just for now do one more cut. So we use this operator, and this is obviously the target, execute. And if I now go to export, you can see what's happening here. All right, you see it's starting to take shape. It's very cool. Oops, there you go. Now the easiest way to do this accurate is actually like this. Let me select this first row, and all I'm doing is I can mirror a copy, obviously exactly in the middle of this. There you go. Make sure it is straight, and I just made a copy. Now I always have to do the same with the one in the middle here, and I'm not sure if I select, yeah, I have not grouped them, so let me group those quickly. Okay, so this is the one. You know what, to make this easier, let me do this. Oh, I grouped a whole lot, didn't want to group that. Let me do that again. Ungroup, deselect, group. Alright, cool. To make it easier for this tutorial to understand, let me change this color. Actually, let me change that color we got here to red. I think it'll be a lot more understandable. We got this funny color here. Let's make it red. And this one red. Alright. Yeah, the red's much better. Now take this one. I did make a group, and we mirror this one. And obviously exactly the middle of this one. So this means the distance of 150 stays exactly the same. You can see it's getting a little bit slower because we've got more elements, but it looks excellent in 3D. Okay, zoom up a little bit. Yeah, you can see that the distance is definitely there. Now I do it actually in 3D, the next one, much easier. Okay, so what I do is I select this one and I select this one. And all I do is now I drag copies. Okay, and because I've got, you know, any edge to edge really, I can just go like this. I go from there to there, and you keep clicking. Okay, made a copy, made a copy. Okay, that'll do. Looks very messy now, but that's okay. Now, because they're already selected, we can add them as operators straight away. And now we select our arc here, add as target, and we execute. I will think for a while. Obviously, there's quite a lot to do. Okay, let's see how that looks. Export. Whew, I quite like it. That's great, actually. So we go here, and as you can see, there we go. Well, I'll tell you something. It looks very similar to the image we had at the start. Let's have a look. Am I here? Yep, there you go. All right, this one, and back to our 3D. And obviously, sorry, turn the layer off. Yeah, this is cool. All right, I don't think I have to go any further, but I think you can see the concept I used to create this honeycomb pavilion. And I hope you learned heaps, and I know you'll be back next time. Okay, bye for now.